Good morning, everybody. How are we? All good? Welcome to our April Success Day, to the NEC, and if you're here for the first time, you're very welcome indeed. Who overdosed on the Easter eggs? Lots of you, I think, because I was in the warehouse last few days, and there's lots of clean 9, C9 going out the door, so it worked. We've got a great day lined up for you as ever, a day of inspiration, motivation, a day of recognizing you guys for your great achievements. And when I look at the intro video, it reminded me that just a year ago, that was us at the O2 Arena. Who was at the O2? I think that's an experience that none of us will ever forget. 20,000 of us filling the O2 Arena for 2 days, experiencing, seeing people pick up life-changing amounts of money. And for a big group of you in the audience, of course, we're going to repeat that exercise in just 1.5 weeks' time in Singapore. And yeah, a few of you excited, 3 of you. I've seen the checks. You should be really excited, some of you. I think I'm more excited than you. I love being backstage with you at those events when I know the check that you're going to get, and I just look at your face. And you know how most times when you go into queue for something, you want to be at the front of the queue. Well, the chairman's bonus, you want to be at the back of the queue, because you start with the small checks and end up with the big checks. And there's some amazing checks that we're going to give out in just a few weeks' time in Singapore. So I'm looking forward to being able to share in your success there. I want to congratulate you as we start the day on yet another amazing month. We broke all records for the UK in the month of March. We were through 52,000 case credits. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's just absolutely amazing. It's made me change my thinking, I have to say, because a few years ago, some of you will remember at one of our events, I think it might have been in Phoenix, Arizona, where there was a demonstration of breaking through the glass ceilings, and we had some guys come on stage with pieces of glass, and they actually smashed the glass up as a part of a visual representation that some of us aren't thinking as big as we might, or for some of us there are things holding ourselves back. And at the end of that presentation, Greg Morn, our president, gave us all a small glass plaque on which we could write our goals, and I've used that plaque now for the last few years. And for those of you who've been in my office in the last few weeks, you'll see it's on the shelf at the side of my desk, and it said on it at the start of this year, the UK through 50,000 case credits by October. I wasn't thinking big enough, was I? Thank you, Jane. No, that's the right answer. So now, what shall I put on? 100,000. That is big. By when? December. Okay. Can we do it? Okay, I'm going to put on my glass plaque and see if we can smash that. It means that this year, I believe we'll go from a 70 million business through 100 million turnover. Absolutely, ooh. This is a business that's in the right place at the right time. And if you're here for the first time today, I really, really hope that you begin to see a vision of what might be possible for you as a result of your experience here today. Who are our brand new people? Who's with us for the first time today? Would you guys like to stand up, because we'd love to take a look at you? Lots and lots of you. Thank you. Congratulations on being here. I know there's probably 1,000,001 other places that you could have been, and I know it's still Easter week and the kids are still on holiday, so it's great to see so many of you here, and I hope, as I said, you really capture the vision of what's possible today. And as we open our presentation today, I want to start, as I always do, by giving those of you who are here for the first time a little insight into our organization. I've been privileged to be part of the Forever organization since 1994. In April 1994, I registered as an independent business owner. Not knowing back then that this company would have the impact on my life that it's had. And I believe in that way I'm probably similar to many and many of the people that you're going to see come across the stage today. My experience is when people look at our business, because it doesn't necessarily fit the box of what we've been used to, and certainly that was the case with me. I wondered, was it for real? Was it genuine? Was it one of those schemes that was going to be here today, gone tomorrow? And so I started, I guess, with some skepticism and some caution. I quickly began to learn that this company has amazing products that help people change their health lives, and you're going to get some insight into some of our products today. And that's really what underpins our business, that you can develop a very strong emotional attachment to our products because you feel better when you take them. And again, I think I speak for all the leaders in the room today, and that is to say that if I, for some reason, wasn't involved with Forever, I'd still want to take the products every day. It's a fundamental part of our business, healthy products that are consumable and repeatable. I became the country manager in 1999. I think we were turning over about 15-20 million then. And I've seen the business, I guess, come of age, being in the right place at the right time. And along the way, I've seen it change the lives of thousands of people around the world. In fact, probably thousands of people here in the UK who began with the same box of products, the same marketing plan, the same opportunity that you're looking at today. What I've come to learn is it doesn't matter where you've come from, or in fact even where you live. We're more alike than different. I'm sure you're surrounded by as many negative people, friends and family, as I am. Would that be fair? We thought we might do that one day, you know, because this reality TV is big now, isn't it? We could bring some of our negative friends on stage. What do you think? Do a bit of a Simon Cowell job. Give him an award. You're the most negative person we've ever met. I'm bringing my brother. You're going to have to go some way to beat him, I tell you. But what I'm trying to demonstrate is that we have the same opportunity, and it's an opportunity that if you can see the vision of it and work diligently each day, it can change your life. From small beginnings in Phoenix, Arizona, which is still our hometown today, we're now a global organization. As you can see, established nearly 37 years in May. Picture of Rex Morn, our founder, on the stage there, on the screen, sorry. Still a family business. And when I was looking at this business all those years ago, for me that meant probably more security than being involved in a business that was owned by a bank or a pension fund, or even worse, a hedge fund. You know, we have family values, we have a board of directors, some of whom have been around actually for 3 decades. A great deal of stability, a very clear vision of where we want to be in the future. We now operate in over 150 countries, which means that you and I have an opportunity to develop businesses and develop teams in those countries. Just recently in our office in Warwick, we were commenting on the fact that many of our newer business owners develop international businesses quite quickly now. I think we're very fortunate to be involved in our industry at a time when technology is available to everybody. I hear stories of some of our leaders having Skype calls or go-to-meeting conference calls where they've got their team in Africa or their team in Italy. You know, you can touch people, communicate with people, influence people globally now much easier than you could have done a few years ago. So it's a truly international opportunity. And that's fun too. I see some of our business owners going to spend time in other countries working with their teams there. So this isn't just a local opportunity we're sharing with you today. It can be national, it can be international. You are the business owner. You can determine how fast or how slow you want this business to go. You really are your own boss. You're never going to get a letter from the head office team saying, you must do more or you must work harder. You set the parameters each day. Equally, thankfully, you're never going to get a letter from us either saying, you're making too much money. How many of you have a job? Okay, we'll try and fix that over the coming months, but in the meantime, imagine going into your boss at the start of the year, and I'm sure you're all very conscientious employees, but imagine going to your boss and saying, boss, you know, I work harder than my friends next to me here, I think I deserve a bigger pay rise. You know, I'd love 20 or 30% increase in my salary this year. What do you think the reply is going to be? Probably rude, yeah? Not likely. You know, when you work for yourself, when you're your own boss, and when you understand how our business model works, you can determine how much extra money you'd like to make year on year. And you're going to hear some amazing stories today from people who in a very short period of time sometimes have transformed their financial well-being. And what I want you to think about when you're listening to them is that they're more alike than different. We see people from all backgrounds, all walks of life, all ages, getting involved in Forever and making a success of their Forever business. And for the most part, it's because they think in a positive way about the world around them and the opportunity that's around them. We recognize today people from the age of 18, which is the minimum age in which you can become a business owner with Forever. During the course of last year at one of our Irish success days, I recognized a lady aged 70 who'd just become a manager. Came on stage like a 16-year-old. Imagine that. I think the oldest person we ever recognized on stage was in their 90s. Decided to become an entrepreneur in their 90s. A fantastic opportunity for each and every one of us. We have a stable business. We grow year on year. On the slide now you can see some of the magnificent assets that Rex and the board own that underpin our business. Over $1.5 billion worth of predominantly prime property. Over $2 billion worth of global sales and consistently growing year on year. And here in the UK, as you can see, in excess of £70 million worth of our products sold in 2014. As I say, this year we could easily go through the 100 million. It's an exciting time to be part of Forever Living as we ride some really, really amazing growing trends. And even though we've been here since 1993, as I travel around the UK, I believe we're still the best kept secret. Yeah, sure, some people have heard of us and some people have tried our delicious yellow gel. One of you, good. Equally, there's lots and lots of people who haven't heard of us or of our products. And so if you are here for the first time, don't be put off by the fact there's 4,000 other people in the room today. It isn't that you've missed the boat. I believe what you benefit from if you're joining Forever now is the huge amount of expertise that there is all around you in this room that you have access to give you the help, the knowledge, the encouragement and the support that you may need in order to embark on perhaps a different route for yourselves. Some of our drivers include the marketplace. And probably the most significant change I've seen in our industry is in the marketplace. 20 years ago, for those of us that were in this business, it was pretty unusual to be health conscious. Taking a supplement each day, vitamin, mineral, multi-mineral, was pretty unusual then. Now it's absolutely mainstream. We're living longer as a nation. In fact, pretty much every country in Europe, the population is aging, people are living longer, but they want to lead healthy, fit lives. And I think as a result of the amount of information that's now available to us, each and every one of us probably recognizes that we have a role to play in the management of our own health. There are things that we can do to stay healthier, like not smoking or not drinking or not drinking so much maybe. Going to the gym perhaps, drinking water or more water, taking the right foods. And so people's attitudes are changing to the management of their health, and that's providing us with a growing marketplace. Look at the number of gyms that exist in your neighborhood now, alternative practitioners, all sorts of health practices available to people that simply weren't available a few years ago. And that's fueled our business because more and more of our friends, neighbors, relatives are looking for ways to keep fit and healthy in a safe, natural way. And that's really what Forever's all about. And that potential doesn't just exist in the UK, it exists in most parts of the world. A continuous growth, a continuous demand for high quality products. Certainly in the UK market over the last few years, we've seen a focus on the sports nutrition, a focus on weight loss products. And in spite of the fact it's a growing part of our business, when you read the press, you'll know and see that the obesity levels, the weight management issues in the UK are actually getting worse rather than better. So in spite of our best efforts with our 9-day weight loss program, there's still more and more people out there that need our help. And you can see the sorts of money on the screen that are already being spent in these type of sectors. We have an amazing skincare and beauty range. Over £8 billion spent currently in the UK in that sector. So as a forever business owner, you have access to a cutting-edge range of products. Each year we reinvest millions of dollars of our profits into developing the best products that we can. And in Singapore, once again, we'll be releasing some new products which we'll have available pretty quickly for you to expand your customer base here in the UK. So the question to ask yourself is, how much of that would you like as an independent business owner to be coming through your business? The supplement business, as you can see, hundreds of millions of pounds spent each year on products like ours. So we have the right products for the marketplace that we find ourselves in. We're world leader in the development of products from the aloe vera plant, which was our core business right from the start, and also world leader in beehive products. We cover many different sectors: skincare, weight loss, sport nutrition, nutritional supplements, personal care products. How many of your friends and family have a wash every day? How many of your friends and family clean their teeth every day? Anybody wear deodorant? Don't put your hand up if you don't, right? There's people all around us that are potential customers for our products. That's what I love about our business. 63 million people now living in the UK, all of whom pretty much are prospects for the products that you have. If you couple that with the fact that you can't buy our products in shops, you can only buy them if you're a consumer through our independent business owners, that gives us amazing potential, because I can promise you there are more and more people out there now who are looking for an alternative way of being able to provide income and security for their families. We see evidence of it at every event we go to. We see evidence of it every day at our office in Longbridge Manor as more and more of you guys bring your guests and bring your prospects to take a look around our magnificent office. And I would encourage you to do that. It's very much always an open door policy there. But as we get into conversations with your guests, we find out that, they recognize that the days of the job for life are gone. They recognize that often they're just a number in their organization, even though in some instances they've been there for years. I meet so many people during the course of the month, guests who say, this is the second, third, fourth time I've been made redundant. Or they say to me, I earn decent money, but I never see my family because the pressure on me as an employee is I need to be out early in the morning and back late at night. I hear from young moms who have the dilemma of, do they put their kids into childcare, which is massively expensive, so that they can go back to work? And so there's a massive opportunity out there amongst everybody that we know to share with them a way of creating an income for themselves in a different way by becoming a business owner. And you know what? It's such low risk. Money back guarantee on our products for the consumer. If you're a business owner, a buyback guarantee from us if you decide the business isn't for you. So we're not asking you for your money. We don't need your money. What we're suggesting is, here's a great opportunity with some tremendous growing trends that ordinary people can do extraordinary things with. And you're going to see much evidence of that today as we recognize people from supervisor right the way through to GEM positions on our marketing plan. You're going to see on stage today some people that will be flown to Singapore, put up in one of the best hotels in Asia, given spending money, having great food while we're there, and all of that can be available to you should you so choose. Our industry's growing. We're part of the Direct Selling Association. I've been privileged to sit on the board for over a decade now of the UK and the Irish Direct Selling Association, and our mission as a trade body is to put our opportunity on the map for people to see that this is a genuine way of earning money for themselves. That if they just take on board a few simple concepts, you can build whatever you want to build. And that might be, for some people in the room today, simply the opportunity to be able to make an extra £200 or £300 a month to supplement your career income. And my experience of this business is that often people start with that because that's all that they can see when they get started. We had an amazing testimonial from one of our leaders last time we were here. I don't know whether you remember, I think it was Claire Spencer who said her original goal was to get some new lino for the downstairs toilet. One of our leading distributors in Ireland actually tells the story that her first goal when she joined Forever, because she wasn't sure whether it was for real or wasn't sure whether she could make it work, her first goal was to get a new set of curtains for the lounge. She's now got several houses around the world, so the curtain issue is a bit bigger than it was back then. So it doesn't matter if you just have an initial goal of a few hundred, or whether you're sat here today going, forget a few hundred, I'd love a few thousand. It's possible to do absolutely from our business. Some statistics on the slide now about the size of our business, which might surprise some of you who have no experience of our industry before. Over 20 billion euros of products and services sold through direct selling companies in Europe. Over 9 million individuals involved with forging their own careers in our industry, 500,000 of which across the UK and Ireland. And £2 billion worth of products and services sold here in the UK. So this is not an insignificant industry, but probably more importantly, it's an industry that's growing year on year. We recognize as a business that we can only continue to be successful if we're able to help and show each and every one of you, from whatever background you come from, how to build a business for yourself. And for some of you, you'll already have those entrepreneurial skills. You may already have other conventional businesses that you own. But irrespective of that, there's an infrastructure of support and training, and of course days like today are part of that, when you have an opportunity to hear best practice from people who are like you out there every day trying to build their businesses. And so we have around the country lots and lots of locations in which we have a weekly meeting which is open to everybody, an opportunity for you to take a guest or a friend or a relative along, so that they can hear the opportunity from perhaps somebody more experienced than you at the moment, and that's a great way of building your business. We have our advisory board who do trainings the length and breadth of the country. I'm going to introduce you to them in a second. Most importantly, you have a strong upline, somebody in your upline, as we call it, even if it's not your sponsor, because maybe you were sponsored by somebody who's relatively new in, but somebody in your upline will be developing or have a career income from Forever Living. So there's lots of team support, there's lots of cross-line support, and there's lots of company support. And we've been recognized by the Direct Selling Association on more than one occasion for the quality of our support and training. And we've been very proud for the last 12 years, I think, to also be an investor in people company. And I'm sure many of you who are involved with other corporate organizations will realize how difficult it is to get the Investor in People accreditation. And we've held the highest accreditation, the gold accreditation, for the last 6 years. So every 3 years we get evaluated by an IIP person who comes in and asks us to show them and explain to them how we support people, how we develop people, and that's our staff, of course, and it's also what we do to support our independent business owners. So I share that with you because I know that many people think, well, I've never done anything like this before. Is it possible for me to do that? Well, it is. Just become a student again. Become a sponge. Take on board the information and apply it on a daily basis, and you'll be amazed what happens. So let me introduce you to some of the people that make that happen for us, some of the people that we work closely with to make sure that we've always got the best cutting-edge training. I'd like to start with our VIP leadership group. These are our leading distributors here in the UK. We meet with them probably bi-monthly. A couple of times a year we might have a strategy day where we talk about what we'd like to develop in the future. And these guys have been responsible for putting together, or helping us put together, all the cutting-edge material that you have access to when you become a business owner. I liken this, I guess, to if you were running a conventional company and you were able to get the Richard Bransons, the Alan Sugars, or whoever as chairman or directors on your board. So imagine having access to a group of people who have made career incomes. Many of these are millionaires, actually, from exactly the same opportunity that you're looking at today. If you get a chance to chat to them today, I would encourage you to do so and just find out a little bit about their background. I'm sure they'll have some great inspirational tips for you. So if our leadership team could stand, please. I know some of them have already gone to Singapore, but there are some in the room. We've got John and Jane, Adam May, Philo, Angela Loughran, Paul and Claire Barradell, Juliana Woods, who you're going to meet in a minute, Natalie Healy down the front, Andy and Vivian, Diana and Jeff, Claire and Keith. Thank you guys for the great support that you give us. The next group, and you'll see them through the course of the day, they've got a black lanyard on with a black VIP badge on. Again, this is a leading group of distributors that we engage with and communicate with on a regular basis so that we can make sure that we're getting the feedback that we need to continue growing as a business. You know, our president, Greg Morn, very much uses the book Good to Great and says to all of us, you know, you're doing good, but you could be great. And part of the way we do that is to get constant feedback from our leadership team. So if you're part of this group of people, I'd love you to stand so that we can recognize our VIPs. Thank you guys for the great job you do. Our next group, and you're going to hear from one of them today, is our advisory board. These four guys and girls are all experienced distributors. They've all got significant distributor businesses, but they have an additional skill set too. And if you are new into the business in particular, I would encourage you to attend the advisory board trainings because they'll help you get an insight into the power of the product range that you have your hands on. So these are our product experts, starting on the far left there with our resident doc, Dr. Peter Atherton, who for over 20 years was a conventional GP. I guess like many GPs are now experiencing, more and more people are saying, is there anything safe, is there anything natural, how can I look after myself better? And Peter began an exploration of how natural products can help in the management of health many, many years ago. He's the author of 3 books, and if you've come into the Forever Business by way of the new distributor pack, you will have in that pack Peter's book, and I would encourage you to read it. There's a good deal of research in there that shows that not just anecdotal evidence, but scientific evidence that the product's powerful. Is Peter in the room today? Let's recognize Peter. I think he might be traveling already. No, we'll give him a round of applause anyway, wherever he is. Next, we have our resident vet. Our products work equally well on animals as they do humans, and David Urch has helped us develop a really strong marketplace, particularly in the horse world, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if one of the runners this afternoon at Aintree, anybody got their money on the Grand National? Okay, we'll try and give you the results later. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if one or more of those horses isn't drinking our aloe. David always says to me, horses make much better customers than humans. He said, Barb, I bet you've never had a letter from a horse saying the aloe tastes terrible. I said, well, funnily enough, David, I haven't. But for those of you who have an interest in the animal world, David can help you develop that too. So where's David? I know he's here today. David, thank you for the great job you do. Next, we have Dawn. Dawn is our skincare and nutritional specialist, over 20 years in the beauty industry before she joined Forever. She has a wealth of knowledge about what supplements to take that'll help you get better health or maintain great health. So where's Dawn? Is she in the room today? Oh, there you are. Thank you, Dawn. It's hard to spot up here who's in the room and who isn't. Finally, we have Louise, and you're going to hear from Louise later on today, so I won't steal her thunder, but to say again, Louise is our flawless cosmetics specialist. Again, a great untapped market for us, and we've seen a significant jump in our flawless sales over the last year. And latterly, Louise has also been involved in helping us put together trainings on the Fit 1 and Fit 2, so if you like, the sports nutrition marketplace, and she has a great deal of expertise in there. So Louise, where are you? Let's give Louise a round of applause. All sitting on the same row. Thank you, Louise. Our next group of support people are our ADDs, Area Development Directors, and certain parts of the country have an ADD, who again, successful distributors, but tasked also with putting in trainings and a support in the area in which you live. And so if you want to find out about what's going on in your area, you can either look in our monthly magazine or you can go on to forevernowledge.info, and you'll see there the contact details of the ADDs and the meeting leaders in your area. And I'd encourage you to pick the phone up or email them and make contact with them and find out what's happening in your geographical area so you can really get involved with the Forever culture. And I believe that's a really important part of your development in our business. Equally, it might be that you have a guest or a prospect that lives in a different part of the country. So again, knowing what's happening in that area could be useful. You can send them along to a meeting so that they can get some exposure to our business model. So if our ADDs could stand as well, let's recognize the great job that they do. Thank you, guys. So here's a business that is successful but still has massive untapped potential, and I hope that during the course of this day you begin to see how your life could be as a result of getting involved and working with this amazing organization. And when you look at the stage today and see people being recognized, even though you won't know them if you're here for the first time today, I hope that you'll join with us in congratulating them, because positive recognition is a really, really big part of our culture. And whilst, of course, we talk a lot about the financial opportunity that exists in Forever, I would be confident to guess that during the course of today, from some of the people who are brave enough to share their story, you'll also hear benefits like, I feel better as a person, I've grown as an individual, I feel more confident. And, you know, we're talked about as being the world's biggest aloe vera company, which sounds like we grow a lot of aloe, which in fact we do. But my observation is we also help people grow. And part of that is the positive recognition, the positive culture that we try to create. Because let's face it, when you go into the outside world, there is a huge amount of negativity. You've only got to read the local paper or the national press every day. There's not many good news stories. And so that positive encouragement that we see at a success day can help all of us see that it doesn't need to be that way. There is a more positive approach to life. We could become a glass half full person rather than a glass half empty person. I don't know whether any of you heard on the news this week, the guy out of Fast and Furious, is it Van Diesel or whatever, had his handprints or his footprints put into the cement in Hollywood. And he was interviewed at the time, and he said one of the most powerful life lessons he'd had from his father was that his father had said, if you do nothing else for your kids, just make sure you give them confidence. And I believe that's true. You know, if we can develop that confidence in ourselves, in our ability, then we can help many more people than we can if we're not confident about ourselves. And whilst it'll be scary for many people coming across the stage today, what I observe is the more that happens to them, the more confident they become as individuals. I see it in the early recognitions when often people come on stage, get their photo, and then they definitely don't want to get eye contact with me in case I give them the microphone. I work on the principle, if they can't see me, I can't see them. And then you find as we get to the higher recognitions, there's a great deal of confidence there. So the microphone challenge is different. Now I've got to try and get the microphone back. But isn't that amazing? Isn't that, a powerful benefit of being involved with an organization? That you can feel better about yourself, that you recognize that if you are self-confident, if you have a positive self-image, then you can help many people around you. And I can promise you the proudest people today won't necessarily be the people coming across the stage. It'll be some of you guys who sponsored that person and helped them grow as an individual. So I hope from that brief flyby you've seen that this is a business that's in the right place at the right time. It's got huge untapped potential. It's secure. For over 3 decades, we've been working exactly the same business model. You get rewarded, and you're going to see that today in the various incentives that are available. We're going to meet the people who are going to Singapore. You'll get a little insight into what's going to happen when those people are in Singapore. And that's just one of 2 international travel trips that anybody in this room could qualify for in the next year. Who likes traveling? Who likes traveling for free? Who would prefer to turn left on the plane rather than right on the plane? Who likes nice hotels and nice food? Who'd like spending money when you get there? I'm in the right room. Now when the guys arrive in Singapore, they'll get a little prepaid card that's been loaded with hundreds of dollars, and the amount of hundreds depends on the size of their business. Years ago, we used to give cash away, but it's got too risky to carry the big bag of cash, so now we give the card. And when you get that card for the first time, my observation is, because I often hand in the card out in reception, people sometimes run straight to the ATM machine to see if it works. It works, it works! Of course it works. And I hear stories, by the way, of people coming back from the international trips, and they've still got money left. They didn't spend anything because we provided everything when they were there. So imagine the opportunity over the next decade to be able to travel the world at our expense with a group of motivated, excited people. I can promise you it's the place to be. So for those of you in the room for the first time today, once again, thank you for being with us, and I hope that you have a great day.